in a nutshell, who is the founding Vice Chancellor of Daystar University? The founding Vice Chancellor of Daystar University. Anyone who knows? Okay, the first one who raised his hand or her hand, you can mention. Let's see the two. I have two.
Professor Talitwala.
Congratulations, Vivian. Professor Talitwala. Thank you very much, Vivian. Meg will answer the next question. Any one of the three core values of Daystar University, Meg? Or any other person? The three core values that Daystar University stands for?
Can I go?
Please do. Yes, please do.
Excellence, transformation, and servant leadership.
Okay, excellent transformation and servant leadership. Thank you. Leah, which is your best among the three?
Excellence.
I saw your hand up, Leah.
Excellence, because it has to come from Christ-likeness. So.
Beautiful. Excellency from within, and that's what we expected from you from today. As we continue, we hope that every class, after every end of the class, is going to be a transformation in your life, and you can add value to the people who are around you. Number three, this is my boss. What does DVC ARSA mean? Meg, is your hand up or is your hand down? Esther Njoki, let me go for Esther. Vivian, allow me. Esther Njoki. Okay, Esther is still thinking. Carol?
Esther here.
Yes, Esther, please.
It stands for Deputy Vice Chancellor, Academics, Research and Student Affairs.
Beautiful. Thank you very much. And what is his or her name, Cheriot?
May I, Carol?
Cheriot? Okay.
Professor Faith Guru?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Professor?
Yeah, her name is
Faith
Professor
Guru.
Faith Nguru.
Beautiful. So it's not a he. So I remove his. And she's actually Professor Faith Nguru. Thank you very much. In your admission letter, who has signed that letter? What's the designate of the person who signed your admission letter? Brenda?
The person who signed my admission letter is Professor Paul Mbutu, the university registrar.
Beautiful. Thank you, Brenda. This is encouraging. Thank you very much. Have you filled the matriculation form now? This question is either a yes or a no. If you have not filled the matriculation form, please go to your chat right now and write your student number, because what we are about to do, we need your student number for it to be matriculated. This happened on Monday, and I hope everyone can be able actually to make sure they are all matriculated. Number 6, everybody, do you know what is your program major? I would hope a yes for everybody. Okay. And let's go to the guidelines of today's registration. I hope that has just stirred your mind. This is what you have been doing since Monday. And I'm hoping that for sure you can be able to tell what you have actually achieved by now. So I'm going to take less than actually 15 minutes. We start with theory. This is the theory bit. And immediately we are going to the practical, where now you're going to be able to register yourself because your accounts have been activated if you have filled the matriculation form. So we go to the first person, and the first person is to be able to show that Professor Paul Mbutu, the University Registrar, does not work alone. We work with him. And these are the people that you need to be able to know. Nairobi campus, we have Henry Cahill, we have James Waita, we have Joshua Nzuki, we have Shifra Ndungu, and we have myself. In Athi River campus, we have Jennifer Mutie, we have Maurice Kioko, we have Winnie Gadhere, we have Joyce Munyao, Joseph Malatu, Paul Amata, and Paul Nganga. Why do we give you these names? Because the first letter, if, for example, you want to drop an email, you're just going to write it as hkahio, then at daystar.ac.ke. You're going to get your email. Once you just go to your Outlook, you are able to get the email for the person that you want to be able to answer or give you a response to. Sometimes you'll be told, talk to Jennifer Mutie, then you're wondering, who is Jennifer Mutie? Talk to Joyce Munyao. Who is Joyce Munyao? So we make sure we give you this name so that you can be able to get every help that you need. The other thing we need to remind ourselves, this is what you were told yesterday. And this is for every program at Daystar University. We have an undergraduate, we have a postgraduate, we have a certificate and diploma. And this is for your brothers and sisters and your cousins. Certificate program, all the students who have a D+ and above can start a certificate. Diploma for the students with a C and a CMAT. This is for your brothers and sisters. Undergraduate, for those who have a C+ and above, and a postgraduate automatically for those who have done an undergraduate before. Every program has a general course, has a required course, and has actually an elective or a minor or core courses. For the postgraduate, actually, you only need to be able to know this without the minor, because the postgraduates do not have a minor. So you don't need to use this for postgraduate. And that's why I'm saying it's for undergraduates. You need to do the general courses. And as you're going to see how to register, this is how your portal is divided. So you'll be given which courses are general, you pick from them. Which courses are required courses, you pick from them. Which courses are electives, you pick from them. Those are for third years or the second years. And the core courses, these are the ones you cannot graduate without having done them. Now, we are going to be able to see how your portal looks like exactly as the way the program combination is. And these are the examples of your general courses. Every student at Daystar University must do Bible. So for postgraduate, you can see you start with Bible 615. For the undergraduates, they start Bible 111. So when you are choosing your classes, these ones must be done for all the programs. These are the ones we call them general courses. So the communication and culture for the students who have graduated from Daystar University, they'll be exempted for the INS communication and culture, but they'll do an elective. For the postgraduate students, this is compulsory, you know, it's general, but it's compulsory because it introduces you to the academic writing style, the writing expectation, your essays, your reviews, your projects, how they actually need to be done. Now, the required, you can be able to say, and the core courses are according to your major. So if I'm an undergraduate student and I'm an accounting student, I must do ACC 111. That's a required course. If I'm a postgraduate and I'm an MBA student, and I'm supposed to do MDT, for example, 611, this is the course that is specific to your major, meaning specific to your concentration. In MBA, you have your concentration. In master's program, you have your concentration. In we don't have right now the PhD students until January. So then you have the required courses that you must do. And you can notice The postgraduate starts with a 611 or 600s, and the PhDs will start with 8s and above. The undergraduates will have 111 for year 1. They have 2 something, they have 3 something, and then they have 4 something. So based on the expectation, which year, when you have finished with the first year courses, you go to the second year. When you finish with the second year, you go to the third year. From the third year, then you go to the fourth year. And that's how your courses are in the portal. So what did we do today? So today, the first thing is what I have asked you. Has everybody been matriculated? If you have not been matriculated, you cannot be able to choose your courses today. On Saturday, or what is going on right now, it's the verifications of the document. And I know you have already been told that. You bring the copies and original of your documents that will be verified on Saturday in Nairobi campus from starting 8 a.m. to latest 1 p.m. After that, we are closed for the day until Monday. So that means if the verification has not been done, then your account will be blocked because the documents must be received by the registrar's office. So that is the first thing. We matriculate, and that's what we did on Monday. For the transiting students, we change your status from the undergraduate. Then you go to the master's program so that you can be able to choose your courses. And then we go to the selection of the courses where you put them in the basket. And we're going to put them in the basket from the general, then to the required courses. At the beginning, we're starting with general and required courses. The core, the electives, and maybe the core, the 3-year, the 3rd year, or the 2nd year, you do them the 2nd semester and above. That helps you to see the invoice, and you're going to be able to see what is your pro forma invoice showing, so that you need to pay your school fees. After you pay your school fees, we complete registration. Again, this is a button that you must click. If you don't click this button called completion of registration, then you are missing in the class list. And finally, you are enrolled into the class. This is going to be automatic. Once you registered your courses, you are enrolled in the LMS, the Learning Management System. It is good to know that there's something we call add and drop. Now, courses are given according to a semester. So the courses that are given this semester, except the general, might not be there in your 2nd semester. So you get to hear the HOD saying, first years, those who have come, you must do these courses. If you don't do them these courses, then the beginning ones are always offered every semester, but 2nd semester, 3rd semester, some courses are offered maybe September, and the other ones are offered in August or in May. So during that time, when you notice that we have this icon we call the add and drop courses. Like this semester, the add and drop will be between 23rd and 27th. But for you guys, the courses are the specific, those common ones that are offered every semester. So I'm not expecting that anyone would be dropping courses after registration of courses today, because classes will start on Monday. If you're not registered, then you can't be in the class on Monday. So it is important, you might miss out on the first week, the expectation of first week. So encourage us by Saturday, everybody will have registered. If there's any query, we'll be there on Saturday to help you do your registration. So this is what we are saying, selection of your courses, which I have already mentioned. So the slide I will jump. I will mention to the undergraduates. The undergraduates, your maximum number of courses is 18, which is 6 courses. For masters, for those who are exemplary students, their GPA is actually at 3.3 to 3.4. We can accept you to do 21 credit, which are 7 courses. So each credit hour, each course has 3 credit hours, 2 credit hours, or 1 credit hour. So when we are looking at the registration, the maximum you can pick into your pro forma booking into your basket is 7 courses or 6. You can't go more than that. Now, students can only register, then they cannot register less than 15 credit hours, which is 5 for undergraduate, because again, we want you to finish within the record time, your 4 years. If you go less than 15 for undergraduate, then you might go to maybe 4.5, 5 years or something like that. For postgraduates, Master student, you go for 12 credit hours, which is according to your fee structure, which is 4 courses. And for master student, they go for 5 courses. Why? Because master's program, you have 48 credits to complete. MBA, you have 60 credits to complete. That's why for the MBA, we give them 5 credit hours, and for the master student, you give 12 credit hours. But in case you are a smart student and you have the time, even for the master student, you can do 15. I mean, for the MA, you can do 5 courses depending on your time. But again, we want you to excel. So look at the number of hours you're doing. For the grading, this is how it is going to be. I know you were told this yesterday, but from the registrar's office, I am hoping the undergrad for the postgraduate student, we shall actually maintain up to this level. If things go thick, maybe up to here. And I'm not expecting us to be here. So I'm even canceling that. I'm not expecting you to be below this. Why? Because this is a self-driven learning where we are talking about assignments, an essay you go and do and present, a paper you go and do and present, a presentation you come and do, and everything is coming from what you have learned. So you're only doing a little bit of research, maybe. Either you do a critique, either you do a review, or either you do a presentation, what you love doing. So I'm hoping that none of us will go beyond this. And how does this happen? If you miss an assignment, if you miss a class activity, if you miss a presentation, because everything you do is graded. So I'm hoping all of us can actually maintain maybe things get one, maybe 66, but not less than that. My prayer for postgraduates. Undergraduates, please, don't go less than 60. I mean, even you're working, so you know the value of your money. Let's not go beyond 60. Let's maintain our transcript a C, and your lowest should be a C in case anything happens. And that is what I am praying for each one of us. Now, this is what we are saying. Maintain a GPA of 2.5 and a minimum of 3.4. Now, I want you to be able to see, where is 2.5? If I can wrap this, you can be able to see 2.5 is between a 61 and a 66. Somewhere there. So if you can maintain a 2.5 for undergraduate, you are doing a good job. For the master student, we are hoping you maintain your 2.75 and above. For you to be able at least even to do your research, to start thinking about your research writing, which we hope you shall be able to achieve it in record time. Now, we have something we call probation, where we give you a letter to tell you, this is a warning. If your GPA goes below 2.75 for the master's student, we say, that's not your portion. For the undergraduate, if you go less than 2, we are saying, and this is not right. This is not a Disterian. Please, let's not be there. So we call it a probation, which is actually an academic warning. But also, we also actually reward the students who have done excellently. The ones who are exemplary, we actually reward them. We have something we call the Dean's List. We give a Dean's certificate. For a student who is doing 15 credit hours and above and has a GPA of 3.6 for undergraduate, we give you a Dean's certificate. For postgraduate, if you're doing a 12 credit hours and your GPA is 3.75, that's an exemplary. Last semester, we had one with 3.83, and there was one 3.9. So we are saying when you are there, you are an exemplary student, you are above the pack. So we have to recognize you from the university and such. The VC looks to be able to see how many students are actually in the exemplary list. Now look at what we are saying. What are we maintaining? A GPA, it has to be this, and a 76 and above for you to be in that caliber. And you can do it, let me tell you, you can do it. I have done it, you can do it. By the way, I'm an Adesta alumni, so I know you can be able to do it. We have something we are calling exemption, and this is going to be done in the system. And we want to mention for the students who did, and the communication students, the master's communication student, the courses you need to be exempted, for the MBA, the things that you need to be exempted. We are going to do it through the system, and you're going to show you how you actually apply for an exemption. So do not worry. I know you are told about it. We shall do it tomorrow. I mean, tonight, just immediately right now. Now, after the end of the semester, you will get your grade. So we accumulate your grades from the first semester to the last semester. So we will give you something we call a transcript. So somebody will tell you, please bring your transcript. So we'll give you your transcript. I know you know it because of undergraduate, but for the degree students, we'll get a transcript, which is almost based on your grading that you have gotten by the end of the semester when it is accumulated. And that's what you will be getting until you are going to your graduation time. And that is what we shall be able to look at. Again, exemplary students, we reward them for the good work they have done. So these are the exemption for the postgraduate. I'm not going to go through it because you are told, but for the DESTA students who are transiting and have done INS, we are saying in your portal, you will see INS 612. Get an exemption for that, but you must replace it with another course because the number of hours that are required for graduation, you must be able to complete them. Non-calculated grades, these ones will appear in the transcript, and this is where all of us need to be aware. In this year, we are going to be a little bit strict even in the class. The university have gotten a new software that the software is able to check whether the student is actually in class or the student is not in class. So what does that mean? If let's say the way I'm presenting and we are looking at it and the student is doing other things, the lecturer will be able to know. If the lecturer gets to know, according to the lecturer, you get to notice that you're not in class, you're doing your own things, it will affect your attendance. It will affect your attendance. So your attendance will show like you have not fulfilled 75% of your class. If that happens, the lecturer will give you a grade called E. Now, in the final exam, you could have gotten 91%, but because of your attendance, there is a grade E. So this is an A and this is an E. So in the transcript, the E supersedes the A because in DESTA, attendance is a must. Remember, we're talking about excellence. We're talking about transformation. So if we want to be able to have that, we have agreed you're in class between 5:30 and 8:30. Please maintain that time in class. It's not a cooking time. It's not time to be traveling to go home. The day you have class, sit in your office. Assume you're in Valley Road campus, DAC 605, waiting for the lecturer to come. So wherever you are, go, whether it's like you're in Java or you're somewhere where there's internet, just sit down and listen and engage what the lecturer is doing. Participation, attendance, and all that will come through that. Then there is withdrawal that comes when a student is sick or the student has issues, maybe has been transferred somewhere he's not able to continue with studies, or even maybe just something has happened. You get a W grade. And this W grade will have to be redone. The courses will be redone and you have to complete that. For the students who miss exams because of because of maybe fees or maybe because of a bereavement or sickness or something that has caused you not to be in the final exam, you get a grade X. Now, these grades, all of them affect your GPA. However they are, they affect your GPA. So your GPA might drop. So when your GPA has an X, a W, a Z, or an E, the first thing you do the following semester is to repeat or redo those classes. For the X grade, we give you a special exam that is within 1 year. For the W, you have to repeat those courses the following semester because your grade will be affected by that. So we tell you, please repeat those courses. Your Z, for those who register and don't attend class and they don't drop the class, they'll get a grade Z. You have to repeat that class the following semester because what happens is, If you don't do it, the GPA goes down and you put weight on the GPA. So what happens? Then you are not actually doing a good job on it. So we encourage, in case of this thing happen, immediately the following semester, you actually register for those classes. And with that, I want first to stop at the theory. So this is the theory, so that you can see the practical bit of it right now. So everybody, we are going now, put on your next other digital, either phone or something. Let's do the practical of what I have said. And thank you, God bless you. Let's go to you, Maurice.
Thank you very much, Dr. My name is Maurice, and I can see someone who has lifted their hand. I don't know whether you need to have a question right now. Esther Njoki, do you have a question? Okay.
Maybe it's during the time we were doing the review.
Most probably.
I think so.
Okay, my name is Maurice, and I'm going to be taking you through some practical sessions. And if you have an issue, you can the issue that cannot be addressed here, you can actually write email to registrar@daystar.ac.ke. There is our administrator who is going to be able to forward those issues directly to the responsible people. If some of the issues will not be able to be handled in these scenarios, you can write to registrar@daystar.ac.ke. Now, there is someone who is also on the chat handling the issues that you are typing there. So if you find there's an issue that which needs to be sorted right now, you can type your issue there on the chat. We have our colleague there called Shifra, who is actually dealing with these scenarios as we continue. For the issues to do with the exam exemptions, especially some of the things that we're going to talk about later, there are units that you should be able to apply for exemption. We have our colleagues, who is Paul Nganga, heading the examination section, together with the other two gentlemen. So you can write email to exams@daystar.ac.ke. Anything to do with the matters of examination from now henceforth. Just note down those emails, exams@daystar.ac.ke. And matters of registration, registrar@daystar.ac.ke. Matters of the admissions, admissions@daystar.ac.ke. So with that information, let me welcome you to Daystar. And we're going to begin into one scenario of portal, which is this online portal registration for all the students must register classes through the portal. Again, when you came to Daystar, you applied through application portal. Remember that time it was application portal. Now you are done with application portal, you have been admitted. The only thing you need to care about more is the student portal. So how do you access student portal? We are going to go step by step and I'll give different scenarios why you need to, what you'll encounter. In case you encounter that scenario, what are you supposed to do? So to access the student portal, you go to portal.daystar.ac.ke. I know you're going to receive so many links, but I wish you will be noting down these links somewhere, because the people for the ICT will come here and tell you different links. People for the library will also come in and tell you another link. So just write them down. Those links are very important. They are the only access things you need. Now, how do you access the student portal? Let me just share my screen. I don't know whether I have access to share. And I'll pick different scenarios of students. And then those scenarios will guide us on the issues that we are dealing with. So, I hope I'm sharing the right screen. I'm sure you can see that screen. So you go to student.daystar.ac.ke, and you'll get a login screen with the beautiful PSC. We call this place President Administration Center. It is in Athi River campus. So once you get chance to visit Athi River, you can come and see our PSC. So that is our PSC, it's our Athi River main campus in Athi River. So once you log in, you should be able to see that. And here you have options of registration number and a password. Now, I'll pick a scenario. I'll start with a scenario of a student who has not been matriculated, so that you can see if you have not been matriculated. And you remember, when we were filling those matriculation on Monday,
Can you repeat the login details?
I have not gone through login details yet. I'll mention them soon. This is just the portal link, student.daystar.ac.ke. So I was talking about matriculation. Matriculation is a very important occasion which happened on Monday. Those people who were not there on Monday, they were able to get the link on Tuesday, and they were able to fill their matriculation form. So if you have not been matriculated, it means you never filled the form. Again, you need to write your admission number on the chart if you experience this error, which I'm going to show you in a short moment. Now, there are people who were not matriculated because of one reason. Remember when the DVC Academic Affairs read a declaration to you, there were places where you were supposed to say, yes, I do. And even on the matriculation form, you were supposed to say yes. But someone said no. If you chose to say no in the matriculation form, it means you have rejected our declaration. And it means that you don't want to be part of us as a student. So we did not matriculate those people who said no. And those people who said no, their accounts will be activated once they visit the campus on Saturday, and they will now fill the physical matriculation form. Because you already said no, we don't know whether it was a mistake when you said no, or it was a legit no. So that is where we have the dilemma. Yes, Peter? I see the hand of Peter is up. Before I begin, can you ask your question, Peter? Okay. Peter is not asking the question. So if you have any question, just hold on the questions. I go through the process, and then you can ask those questions later. I'll bear, even if you get somewhere you stuck, just note your issues on the chat. Someone will pick it up and talk to you. I'll pick an example of an account which has not been matriculated, and what kind of that account will not be able to access student portal. When you try to log in, you'll get an error. Now here you have the registration number. Registration number, they are examples of those student numbers that you have in your admission letter. For a good one will be 24-3480. That is a student number or a registration number. So you write it exactly the way it is without hyphen. Don't put underscore, don't leave the hyphen a space, just exactly the way it is. And then the password, the default password which has been set for you as a student, for a new student is the word student. Just student, without caps, without any space anywhere, just the word student. And you can actually see it there, student. That's the default password, which has been set for you. Now, you're supposed to click login. Now, this is a person who has not been matriculated. This is the error you'll get. Unauthorized login, visit registrar's office. It means this person has not been activated. They did not fill the form when other people were filling the form, or probably you filled the form and you did not put details correctly, because I saw some of the people who on the form they wrote, I don't know my student number. So we were not able to verify whether they were, who were they. So here you'll get that error. When you get that error, just know that your account has not been matriculated. Again, let's say you put something else here and let me pick an account which is active now this time. Now, I don't know if anybody is willing to give me the account we use it.
Yes.
Yes.
I'll give mine.
What is your student number?
24-3458.
34-3458.
Yes.
Great. That account is active. So that is a number which I've been given, 24-3458. But this account it's active. This one has been activated. But let's say by mistake, this Hassan decides, I'm not going to put hyphen there. I'll just put it like that. What error do you get? You get still the same error that unauthorized login, visit registrar's office, because you are putting something wrong. You put underscore there, you put in something wrong. Again, let's say you put the right number, but here on the password, you put something else. Here now you get what? Either username or password is wrong. If you have forgotten the password, then you can reset. There's a reset button here, forgot your password. Remember, if you forget something, I'm just giving you the scenarios that you might encounter when you're dealing with this. You might put the correct number, but the password is wrong. So you'll be notified either the student number or the password is wrong. But when you put things right, then we should have a login, a very successful login like that. Now, whatever you see on that is the dashboard. And all this information came from you. You gave us this information. Now, in any case, some of information here might not be correct. You can write email to admissions@daystar.ac.ke and you give them the correct information so that they can correct. If you look at this basic information, you find, oh, my ID number is not correct. Just write email to admission and you attach your ID as a copy of your ID or a passport so that it can be verified. Again, something else like date of birth can be also attach something to verify that whether that is correct date of birth you are giving us. If the names also, they are not yours, you need to attach something to verify when we are changing those names. So this is what we call a dashboard, a welcoming dashboard. This is a person who has been activated. This is what they will get once they log in. Now, on the left of your screen, you'll see there's a menu bar. And this menu bar has a lot of things that you can actually use. I'll go bit by bit explaining some of them, the ones which are going to be very important for you as per now, and the others which are going to be very important for you for the future. At this section, you'll get academic calendar. This one you get, you are able to view your class attendance. If you are, by the time the semester is over, you can be able to check your class attendance of how did you attend the class in that semester. But right now you click on it, it doesn't have anything. Now on here, we already have the personal profile, which we are already viewing. If you want to change the password, you can scroll down all the way to the end. And again, remember this dashboard looks different depending on the device you are using. Some people use mobile phone and then it comes out looking different. I would suggest most of the time to use a computer because it is more friendlier with the computer than mobile phone. Mobile phone is a little bit cumbersome because it squeezes things together and you are not able to see some of the items. So you can change the password. Remember, the password has been set at default. I think I said we will raise hands later so that we can actually go through this, so that we are able to go through this fast, and then you just note down your issues. If the issues are very simple, you can write them in the chat. Someone can pick them and rectify them. But complex issues like change of the details which are here, write email to admissions@daystar.ac.ke. So here we are with the ASANS portal. This is now a student portal. On this academic section here, the first thing you'll see is course registration, but let's skip that a little bit. We'll come to that later. We can look at the timetable first. The timetable, what does it show? Timetable, it shows the classes that are scheduled within that semester within your program. If a class is not scheduled within that semester, it will not show in the timetable. The timetable only shows the classes that are currently offered within this current semester. But if probably your lecturer must have given you, or your HOD must have given you a list of classes to select. If you go to the timetable and you check and you find, I cannot see some of the classes that they said they're going to be there, then you can raise that issue with the registrar at daystar.ac.ke. There's a contact person who is called Winnie Gadere, who is in charge of timetable, and she will pick it up and raise the issue with your HOD so that if the class can be projected so that a student can be able to register. So for this SANS timetable, there are classes that are there. All these are classes which are there within the program, but don't worry about all of them. You need to worry about some of the classes that you were told to register. These are the classes within that program. That is a timetable. Timetable does not show anything that does not belong to you. Like someone who is in MA communication will not be able to see a timetable for MBA. Here, you can see we have 3 classes. All of them, they are the same. Actually, there are 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what we call sections. We have section Y, section W, section X, section Z. Meaning this class is it's a class which is demanded by so many students within the university, because everybody who joins Daystar in postgraduate level must take Bible 615. So that's why they have projected so many classes to fit in all the students. And you can see they are in different timelines. Others are scheduled at the same time, others different days. But the lecturers are there. You can see the lecturers. All the classes have lecturers. The names of the lecturers, you can see them there. This is the time when the class is going to happen. Don't worry about the campus. Campus, just say Nairobi, because all the students of postgraduate and apart from the Odell program, their classes are scheduled in Nairobi campus. Before we put the class online. We were doing these classes physically in Nairobi campus in the evening and on a weekend. But we went online after COVID, and the campus is still the same, Nairobi. So this doesn't mean you're supposed to attend the class physically in Nairobi. It's just the campus which has been set up like that in the system. The lecture room is purely online. Don't worry about this PC. These are theses, and they really don't concern you at this point. That is timetable. Now, since we have at least looked at the timetable, we can look at the another thing, which is fee statement under the financials. The fee statement, what it does it do? It shows you the amount of fee that has been paid and how it has been used. You understand how the financial statement work. It shows you the payments and expenditures. Right now, your fee statement should not have a lot of details. It should only have a column of the credit amount and debit account. Like, for example, this account has a credit of 124,000, which means what? Mr. Hassan here has already paid money in today's at 124,000. So when you start using that money, the statement starts to grow. We'll see that later. Once we will do some elaboration, and then we can drop the classes, because this is just for elaboration purposes. If you don't have any running balance here, if you don't have anything, you have zero, then the next part of registration will be difficult for you, because you need money in the account for you to begin registration. That's why I said, let's leave the course registration, we jump to some other things. Under the financials, you'll see the receipt. Receipts are there for payments that you have made. Like, you can actually go and print that receipt and keep it and file it. It's just a printable thing. You can print and file it if you want. It is always there. Then the semester pro forma comes in when you are about to register. So let's go back to academics and go to course registration. You click on course registration. This is where you click when you are going to register your classes. Here you get this information. You need to read most of it. Even this one, which is on the red, is just the directives of what you can do. Most people don't read the instructions, and that's why they get here and they wonder, why am I not able to see classes? Because here you have clicked course registration, you are not able to see classes. What have I done wrong? Here you are required to choose residence first, student residence. I know you are not boarding, you are not supposed to do this, but remember, this system is also used by the students who are boarding in our main campus. So you come here and choose day scholar. You don't need to worry about other things. You are an evening student, you are staying where you are away online. Don't choose anything. If you choose other things, yeah, they don't make sense to you. Just choose day scholar only. Once you choose day scholar, then your current program will load. Remember, if you have not chosen this one will not load. You must choose student resident for this to load. So you see your current program is MA, Development Communication. And then you have unit categories, they vary. And I love to explain what unit categories means, because that is where we usually have a lot of problem. When you're given your curriculum, there are several categories. There is general education units. These units are done by everybody in the university, doing MA, doing MBA, doing MAD. All the students must take general education units. Which units are these? One of them is like that by BIL 615. That's a general education. There are several others, they are GRAs. So that is category for general education. Then we have category for required. Required units means those are your core units in your program. And then we also have another category, we call it core electives. Core electives are defined by your department. Your department might tell you, you need to do some of the programs don't have core electives, others they do. When you see core elective in this category for now, like for this one, it has a core elective, general education required. Core electives are affiliated to certain programs, and your department tells you how many core electives you're supposed to do. For example, this program, you're supposed to take only one core elective. That one will be defined later on by your department. But for the general purpose of understanding, is just the unit categories are different categories of your program units. So, for example, let's go on to general education. Core elective, I know at level 1, you're not supposed to do core elective at this point. So the only thing you should worry about at this level is general education and required. General education and required. Those are the only two things you should be having contact with at this point. So let's click on general education. Then you go to, after that, you come here, get courses to register. You click like that. The unit in that category will load. Remember following the timetable. The timetable that we looked at, the units in that category will load. And once they load, they come here. And this is where you have to select those units. Look at. Okay. Can you, I don't know, someone is need to mute whoever is speaking. General education, you pick units based on preference. Again, time. Maybe you want to do this BIL 615 this semester, and you at the same time you need to do COM 592 at this category level. I'll speak about some of the scenarios here. Like I remember I talked about the units that's supposed to be, you apply for exemption. I'll talk about some of them. Like for example, this COM 302P is statistics for communication research. Students who are in communication, doing MA communication, you'll come across this unit. But if you have a background in undergraduate where you did statistics in undergraduate degree program and you scored a B, you can apply for exemption. You scored a B and above, you can apply for exemption for this unit. I'll show you how to do that when it comes to exemption application. Now, for the students who also have a background in communication, a degree in communication, MA communication, journalism, you can also apply for exemption for this unit, COM 592. Then the students who were in Daystar, who did their degree in Daystar, this unit, which is called INS 612, remember that you must have done INS 111, 112 back in undergraduate. You're not required to do this unit, but you are supposed to do another extra unit under the core electives to substitute. No, this one is not exemptable. Don't apply for exemption for this. You're supposed to do another unit. Later on in your future life of the program, you're supposed to apply you're supposed to register for a substitute unit. But if you want to do it, nobody's stopping you. You can still go ahead and do it again. It's no problem. And I'm speaking to students who are former Daystar students. Now, I've made that very clear. Let's pick some classes here. Remember, by BIL, everybody's supposed to do it. So let's say Hassan here wants to do the BIL on Saturday from 8 a.m. to 11. So picks Hassan, you select it like that. You go and select, you come down here and you click add selected unit to the basket. Click, it goes down to the basket like this. You can see the basket list. The units are there. Then you can go again and pick the same unit again. You can say, I want to pick the general education unit again, one more unit again, and say, let me see, remember when you select Bible, all the Bibles have disappeared because you have already selected it. They don't need to appear again here. So you can say, I want to pick 592, which is on Monday, 5:30, and then you add it. Remember that category, you feel like you have exhausted that category. So you go and pick another unit in the required category. Remember, these units are in different categories. There is the category for general education and required. So units will be found in different categories. So you go to required, select, get course, register, and the required you'll come across many units because that's where you find your units for your core program. But I know you'll be given the units that you're supposed to register. So you see there are many, but you can't register all of them. So you can see here we have COM 618. You might need to begin with that. And say this is on Tuesday. You add to the basket. Then you select another one. If you feel like you need more. Remember, this is a preference of your time and how you are available to do these classes. But I know you'll be given an average number of 12. You can still register for 9 credits, depending on your time also. Again, remember, the units depends on the hours that have been allocated to those units. Different units have different hours, like others have 3 hours, others have 2 hours, and 1 hour. You come here and say, I want also to do this. But now, you see this unit, when the unit conflicts with another one, it tells you. Remember, you have another unit, 618, which is scheduled on Tuesday, 5:30. So it's very difficult to do 2 classes at the same time. So you cannot do this. It will tell you it's not possible. So you ignore that. And then you can actually look for any other which is not conflicting, like that one on Thursday. And then you can go and add to the basket. And you look at your basket, you see it has several units, like 4 of them. At this point, you can still drop classes. Yeah, there's a drop button here. You can actually go and drop and see if you feel like this one, I don't think I can do it now. You click drop button here. At the same time, at this level, you can view pro forma invoice. Remember the pro forma invoice, which I mentioned somewhere under the financial, the semester pro forma, you can actually view it here. You click on it, it shows you how much you'll be charged. You have not registered yet, remember. This is just to check an invoice, how it will look like once you charge. You can see how the money has been used, the tuition, and all the other activity, all the other, according, I know you met with finance and they explain most of these things to you, but this is how your pro forma invoice will look like and how your money will have spent. And then you can see there's a balance. If you, a balance that is running balance, that I know you paid 124,000, but your total payable was 130,700. But your balance there. You can actually decide to clear the balance now, or that balance is subjected to something that we call installment plan. Remember, if a balance is subject to installment plan, it attracts charges of installment fee. And that's why you see that running balance is going to attract installment fee of 2,000 and become 8,700. So I know you were told you're supposed to pay the 100% fee, but the system will still allow you to register if you have more money, enough money in the account, and the balances, you can sort them before they attract more penalties. You can see the installment dates there. This is a pro forma invoice. And this is what I was talking about, the number of hours in terms of credit hours. Different units have credit hours. Because this was 3, this one has 2, this is a 0 credit hour, but it is taught in class for 3 hours. That's a pro forma invoice. I assume each and every pro forma of every student should look the same way. Now, at this level, Mr. San can actually complete registration. You can actually go there and complete. This is just for elaboration purpose. I'm going to complete and I'll show you how once you complete registration, can you still drop? Yes, you can. So you click complete registration. It's going to load. This is the final part of registration. If you have not clicked that button, you have not registered. until it tells you unit registered successfully. And you can see the units which are in the basket have disappeared because of what? They have been pushed back on top here on the registration list. This is the registration list. Down here is a basket unit list. So they have been pushed back on top where you can be able to view the units and these categories. You can actually click view units and you'll be able to see them under the registration list. And you can see you can still drop them, but this button is always active during registration period. When registration is closed, this button disappears. So you don't assume in the middle of the semester, I feel I cannot do this class. I can't go do this class. I go back here to go and drop it, and then you come and find, oh, where did that button go? Registration will run all the way to 27th of this month. So this button after 27, it disappears. But at this point, you can drop classes. Are you sure you want to delete it? You say, yes. This is a person who has just decided I want to change everything. I don't want to do these classes anymore. I want to go and pick different classes. It drops everything completely. And what happens with that? The money goes back to the invoice. The pro forma invoice, it is blank now. You go back to the cycle again of registration. That was registration. Now, I want to jump to something else. And I'll look for another account for a different student who is in a different program later. Let me finish with this account. We go to academic requisitions here. This is where we go when you want to apply for anything that is academic related. There are several requisitions. You go to click on it. Then you click on new requisition. Under this, you'll be able to see there are several. And when people are using mobile phone, they are not able to see all of this. It's important to use a computer so that you can be able to scroll and see everything. People are using mobile phone, they get to see up to this point, but they don't know they're supposed to scroll down. So that is one thing you need to use a computer to interact with these modules very well. You'll be able to see change of campus transfer. That one is not necessary for you, but definitely for undergraduate students and diploma students, some of them want to transfer from Nairobi to Athi River main campus. Change of major is common. People use it a lot. Some people, they came to do MBA finance and they want to go to MBA project management. This is the tool you click on to change major. Some people came to do MA community development and they want to change to MA communication media studies. Click on it like that. It gives you those options. First of all, you had asked the option of which major do you want to move to. There are many of them there. The ones you want to move to, you select. And then you choose. Mostly probably it asks the high school certificate, but you can actually upload your university degree or transcript because this is tool used by all the students. Most of the students who actually change major mostly are undergraduate students program. Master students, it's not a common thing to see people changing major, but it's likely people do that. So that's why we ask for high school certificate, because this tool is used mostly by undergraduate students. There is also other one for special exam. Remember, when you miss exam due to various reasons, very variable reason, not just you decide, I'm not going to do exam this semester. So when you miss exam, and there are very serious reason, maybe you were sick, you were admitted in hospital, you were bereaved, or you had fee balance, you can apply for special exam because you are required to attach evidence why you missed the exam. So this is a tool where you come and apply for special exam. For official transcript, this is very important when you are in your final years and you want transcript. You can apply for transcript, which shows your grade. Then program minor, this is for a student doing undergraduate program degree, mostly degree students. No other students use this. The students who want to do a minor, they apply using this tool. Double major, it is a common tool used by almost everybody from degree to master's level. where students can actually choose to do a double major. A student in master's can choose to do MBA, project management, and strategic management. After 1 year, or after maybe 2 semesters, you are required, if you want to do double major, you apply for double major. But again, it depends on the GPA. Your GPA for double major should always stay above 3.0 as a master student and also undergraduate student for you to be approved to do a double major. We don't want to give double major to someone who is working very hard to put the GPA above 3.0. So the same thing applies to double consideration. This applies to students who are doing communication, either degree in communication or masters in communication. You want to do corporate communication and media studies, you go for double consideration. They are called consideration because they are in the same program. Then exemption, this is a tool which I was talking about. When you want to apply the exemption, you click on this tool, you select the unit. Remember the unit that you want to be exempted, that is statistical communication. You write the equivalent unit that you did in an undergraduate program. Maybe it was called, and you put the unit code. Maybe it was called COM 302, or it was called star 1112. Depending on where you have come from, there must be a code that you are using. And then you add that unit. When you add it, comes down here. Then down here, you scroll down. You just have to go back and then scroll down. You choose the transcript. You go and choose transcript. Remember, the file that you need to upload must be less than 2 MB. You choose the file and upload. This file is evidence of the transcript showing star 211 in your transcript. You got grade B and above. Then you give your reason there for exemption and you submit that exemption. Again, those exemptions, if they are becoming a little bit cumbersome, some people require so many exemptions. This is for scenarios of the students who are not able to come to Daystar. There's a form which you just walk in our office, and that form is called exemption form. You go fill that form. It is signed by HOD and whoever necessarily needs to sign it, and then you come and attach that form. You just come and apply and attach that form under this choose file. The different ways of application. You can either physically come and apply. You can apply online. I know some people are so far away. Apply online and attach very reasonable, clear transcript, which is stamped and sealed. Now that was the exemption. Is there anything else which is important? I think exam challenge for students who are mostly in undergraduate, they apply for exam challenge if they're coming from a diploma level and they cannot be exempted for that unit. There are units that we can't exempt. But if you feel you have enough knowledge and you have strength to conquer the exam, you can apply for exam challenge. This one, it really doesn't involve us anymore. That one is not going to be important. These other tools, they will come very important. The graduation request will be important at some point, one day. So you will apply for graduation when you finish your program completely. You have all the grades and you are ready to graduate. You click on graduation. Now, the student audit, what does it show? Student audit is different from transcript. It shows you everything in your program, what is required to be done, how far you have done it, and what has not been done. For example, here we have, I know the core elective is not showing here because the core electives are supposed to be picked from a list. But this is just a audit showing when you start doing something, these things will change. These percentages will start growing all the way until 100%. When you complete to 100% somewhere down, then you are done with your program. You are ready to graduate. Sometimes it goes above 100. Some people are able to do 110%. depending. This audit shows if you have done extra, it will be counted. It will be part of your, any unit that you have done to be counted. But for the communication MA development, you're required to do 48 credit hours, 6 of them being thesis, and you graduate. If you meet 48, everything, you graduate and your GPA is acceptable, then you graduate. I don't think anything which is down here is very necessary. There is nothing here for these are tools which are used by our students who are boarding. I don't think I have anything left. Do we have any questions before we pick another account? Yes, I don't know who has lifted their hands first, but let me minimize these so that I can be able to see. I'm supposed to stop share. Yes, Violet and Lucy.
A minute, Morris. Most of the students are changing passwords, and when they go, they are not able to access. Please, once you change your password, write it down. The other thing is, for those who are not having emails, the ICT is also here. They are also picking your numbers as we matriculate. They are also helping you. So just bear with us as we work with you. We are responding on the chat. Thank you.
Great. Violet.
Yes, good evening. My question is a simple one. I've gotten access of my portal, but when I clicked on the fees payment, it is reading balance is 0 and I've paid full school fees. What could be the issue?
Now, when did you pay?
2 weeks ago.
Well, that one needs to a finance person to be able to deal with that. Can you, did the finance people give you a contact that you can get in touch with them?
I will appreciate if you give us.
I know I have an email that is they're supposed to be using. So you can write it to finance@daystar.ac.ke, just finance@daystar.ac.ke. Just ask and send them the evidence. Don't say I paid my school fee and it's not reflecting. Give them your student number, your name, and attach evidence of the payment.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Ivan. I don't know whether Ivan can hear us. That's Lucy.
Yeah, I can hear you. I have a question on the double concentration. I will be corporate communication, and what if also want to do media studies at the same time? So will there be consequences if I choose double concentration in terms of credit hours, the number of units I'm supposed to take, and even
Yes,
so
yes.
will there be
What happens if you choose to do double concentration? The hours go up because you get to do more hours, like 12 more hours. And that puts the hours to from 48 to 60. I think they're either 12 or 18 more hours actually. So it means that your hours go up. The fee that you will pay obviously is going to go up. And but the conditions are you have to maintain the GPA of 3.0 and above. And I don't think there's anything else out of ordinary. Yes, Leah.
Hi. So my question is about the registration. When we get an error and I manage to get my student ID to change the password, how do we go about that?
You are new student.
Yes, I'm pursuing my master's, yes.
Okay. Did you change the password when you logged in?
No, I didn't. I pressed change password because I thought the password I was supposed to use was for the e-learning platform. That's what I had put in.
No, the password is just the word student.
Yes. So when it gave me the option to change the password, how do I go about doing that?
Okay. I know the emails which are still there, they are personal emails, but you can actually change the password and it's going to send the link to your email. The email that is you provided to us when you are applying. If emails for the DAystar email have not been allocated yet. I know the ICT will be coming to talk about the emails and everything. Every student will receive a student email, but the emails which are in your student portal at this point, they're your personal emails. Personal emails. So when you click on forgot password, it is going to send a link to your email.
Okay. Okay, let me try that. Thank you.
Waithaka.
Yes, good evening. My question is on course registration. So when selecting the units under the unit category general education, there are sections, different sections labeled X, Y, Z. An example that I will give is on GRA, which is a common unit, but there are different sections with the same day, with the same period, same campus. So how would I go about choosing what is correct for me?
Any of them is correct. Just pick one. They are just sections, different sections. You choose whichever you feel like, whoever you feel like you want to go join the class with, it's okay. So there is no condition with that.
Okay.
Joshua, if the questions which you are about to ask, they have been answered, please don't ask them again so that we can actually move very fast.
Okay, good evening, Mr. Kioko.
Good evening.
Okay, my question is a bit different because I am currently a DAystar student who is set to graduate this year, but that option for transit to the next program level, I applied for that and I got admitted to the Master of Leadership and Policy Studies. So the problem is when I go to my course registration, I can see I've put the scholar, can see that my program is Masters of Leadership and Policy Studies, but I don't have any courses. There are no units that I can register.
Probably you need to check your campus on your profile. If the campus is wrong, you need to write, just type your admission number on the chat. There's someone is going to change the campus. The campus, it should always read Nairobi. NBI, or yours is supposed to be virtual.
Yes, mine is supposed to be virtual, yes.
Is it showing the virtual on the dashboard?
All right, just I am at the site right now. Just let it load to my dashboard. Let me see.
The campus is wrong.
Campus says Nairobi.
Then type on the chat. Someone is going to change.
I have my admission is, yeah, I've typed it again, 200113. Yes.
Yeah, and when you type on the chat, don't just type 200113.
Okay.
Type and say what is the issue, and so that it can be addressed.
All right. One more question, if I may. If you choose a double concentration, does that mean that you'll have to do 2 theses, 2 defenses?
No.
Before you can graduate?
For your program, it doesn't have that option.
So if I choose Masters of Education, then along the way, I choose to get another program.
Now that's what we call that double degree. So you have to finish your Master of Education,
and
then you graduate. You come back and do a different one.
Okay, so thank you.
Namanka.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Kioko.
Good evening.
I have two questions. I've registered for the Masters of Education in Leadership and Policy Studies. I was following your the way you were registering. There's a place where you register the core subjects and the required subjects, the units, I mean. There's a part where I did not see the general. So I wondered if the general, is it going to be reflected?
Do you have that category?
Pardon, the category that there are two categories that I was, it is only highlighted, the core and the required.
Okay, okay. Now, I think your program does not have that.
Mr. Kyoko, I can help in that. We had a discussion yesterday. We were given the unit we have to register yesterday. They are specific, they are required. That is what you were yesterday.
Just go to the required and
yeah, they are there. All of us will be doing the same unit. They are there, 5 of them.
Okay, thank you for helping our brother there.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. Also, I've understood. Now, the second question, I think it has been answered maybe in some forum. The issue of payment of the fee. Suppose I don't pay the full fee. Like, for example, our course has to pay something like 81,000. So what will happen if I pay like 60,000? Will I be in a position to register these courses and do them as I make some arrangement to pay them on installment kindly?
Okay, I know the finance very clear with the fee payment in terms of the 100%. But what I know in the system, if you have put some money, which is a significant money, it doesn't have to be all of it. The system will still let you to complete registration. Now, the biggest problem is that the balance is subjected to some charges, which are either penalties or installment fee. So you might consider working with that if you are comfortable with that.
Okay, thank you.
Edwin, and these questions, they seems to be becoming more and more. Some of them are not really my question. Do we need to do another elaboration for a different program, or was that elaboration enough?
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
Let me.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
My question is about exemption programs.
I
And,
can't hear you at some point. You need to be a little bit closer to your device.
Can you hear me at that point?
Yeah.
My question is about exemption of courses, application for exemption. If, for instance, you are applying for master's at data, you did your undergraduate in a different university. For instance, for my case, my undergraduate. Supposing I did that course, something similar to that, but not at data, do I still qualify to apply for it?
What is your program? I am really struggling to hear you, but what is your program?
Master's in Education.
Under the Master of Education, there is no any exemption that is approved in that level.
Okay, okay. So we'll do all the program, all the courses.
Yes, all the units in that category are supposed to be done. There is no exemption. As I said, there are specific programs with exemptions and others, and I'm very sure your HOD must have mentioned there are exemptions they would have mentioned. But some programs completely don't have exemptions.
That's fine, thank you.
Omar? If Omar is not there, we can go to Esther.
Okay.
No.
Okay, sorry for that. I saw in the general courses that there's a BLI 615W. And then there's also an X and Z with the same title. So I wanted to know whether they are different or they are just one and the same thing. Then lastly, is someone helping us get the matriculation? Because I attended the Monday session, and I answered appropriately, but then I'm not in a position to log into the portal, student portal. Thank you.
Kindly type your number, admission number down there and write matriculation. Don't just write your admission number only and don't explain. You see, the person who is working on these numbers needs to know what is this issue with this number. Write matriculation. You write admission number, matriculation. You write something else, you write issues. Briefly, don't explain too much. About the BIL, those are the same units. I mentioned earlier, they are the same everywhere. You just pick the one according to the timetable that you feel you're comfortable with. Let's go to Wando. Is it Wando or is it? I can't see clearly. Margaret.
It's Ojwando. Good evening.
Evening.
I have a concern. I've tried to log in into the student portal, but I'm being told that my email is not yet registered, and I filled the matriculation form. How do I go about it?
Your email.
Yeah.
I think that's something new. When you go to the portal, there is no email anywhere. You just put your admission number and the password, which is student, the word student.
Yeah, I've done that, and it was saying either the username or the password is incorrect. So I went to reset password, and they said my email is not registered.
So you don't have an email in that account. So can you write that in the chat and just give the brief detail, just someone to reset password for you, and then they'll reply to you.
Okay, thank you.
Some of these things, kindly, you people are asking, you can actually do that on the chat. And we need to move on to emails because time is moving on, but let's hear what Joy is saying.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Good evening.
Good evening.
So the concern that I have is on the timetable. I've been able to log into the students portal. However, I've noticed that the campus is at the river, and then my classes zingine ziko 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Yet I'm supposed to be an evening student. I'm wondering how this can be sorted out.
Joy, that is an issue which you can just type on the chat. Just say admission number, change campus to this. Very simple.
And the change to of timings, 8 a.m., 11 a.m. I have daytime classes.
What is your program?
I'm doing psychology, Bachelor of Arts, Psychology and Counseling.
Just type that. It will be changed to Nairobi. And you'll be able to see the classes that are for evening will be projected. And they will project all the classes, but you choose classes appropriate based on your time level.
So this is I tend to feel like my classes are put during the day. Is that or I can just type that?
Can you change the campus first? Then you can be able to check.
Okay.
Samboro?
Good evening.
Good evening.
I have two questions. One, after you have selected the courses the way you've taken us through and it is added to the bucket, I wanted to know, do you click on complete registration before you pay the fee, or how do you go about that? Is the part I missed.
If you don't have money in the account, it will not even allow you to complete registration.
Okay.
Yeah.
So once you are there, you have to pay. You view the pro forma and pay, and then now you can complete registration.
Yes, your money, you pay, then I think it takes like 24 hours for that money to appear in your account, depending on which means you have paid. But then after that, you can now complete registration. Once the money, you actually get notification of email once the money has been posted in the account.
Okay, thank you. And my question number 2 is the part of exemption. For I'm taking MBA finance, and we were told yesterday that for exemption for us that already did BCom, we have to apply for exemption for BUS 530. Now my question is, you said we have to select a transcript. Now, do I select my whole transcript for my degree, or what do I attach for the exemption?
Now, for the BUS 530, because the prerequisite of it is undergraduate degree in business, you just attach your undergraduate degree. The equivalent, you just say you did undergraduate degree in commerce or business or anything that is related to business or finance, and then you attach your degree certificate.
Okay, thank you so much.
I feel like some of the people are coming back with these questions again. I don't know. Lydia, have you asked a question? I don't know. Leonard?
Thank you very much, Maurice. Mine is simple. I've paid. I've tried registering, but I'm getting an error. Not registering, but I've tried completing the registration for the courses. I'm getting an error that settlement type on profile and registration must be the same for student number 24-3073. 24-3073.
Okay. If you get that error, it's very common error when the settlement type has been different, but that is sorted now. If you have that error, you can actually type it down and with the admission number, but yours is now sorted.
Okay, thank you.
I don't know who has not spoken. There are people who did not drop down their hands, so I keep on wondering who has not.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, good evening.
This is Lydia. My quick question is, for some of us, we've not yet been matriculated, or at least we have issues with our accounts. So my question was, are we in a position to probably come on site tomorrow so that we get sorted, now that up to now we are yet to be sorted?
Well, that is even easier. You can actually walk into a Nairobi campus anytime from tomorrow, and Saturday it will be helped anytime.
Thank you.
Okay. I don't know who else, because some of the hands are still lifted.
Mr. Morris.
Yeah.
Just a quick question. Is it mandatory for one to change the password, or you can leave it as it is?
You can leave it as it is, but I don't know whether you'll be comfortable people get into your account and being able to access some of the materials which are academic and personal details. So if you change password, make it more simple to you that you can remember, because remember that password student is just basic for everybody. So make sure that it is important for security purposes. Nowadays online, it is not a safe place anymore.
Okay.
Lydia?
Yes, good evening, Maurice. This is Lydia. I have gone under Master of Education Leadership, and I've tried to do the course registration, But when I get to get courses to register, there are no courses there. But under current program, it shows me Master of Education in Leadership and Policy Studies. But there are no courses when I go to that tab for get courses to register, there are no courses. I don't know whether it's an error or.
Check the campus that you are in. If the campus is not virtual, then you can write on the chat to be changed the campus.
I chose Day Scholar. You said we write Day Scholar.
No, on the student profile, there is a campus. Yeah.
Okay.
Check what campus. Which campus are you?
Evening.
Which campus are you in on the student profile? On your portal, there is a place where there is campus.
I can't be able to see.
When you just log in, immediately log in, you'll be able to see the profile where there is a campus on the basic information.
Okay, let me try do that again. My it's very slow. I'm trying to go back to the profile, but I can't view it yet.
Okay, to load, maybe probably the internet.
Yeah, it's still loading.
Is there anybody who's with a question before we can?
Good evening, Mr. Morris.
Good evening.
My name is Caroline, and I'm taking a master's in corporate communication major. My question is with the picking of units. In the unit category, I can see that when you're selecting, we have core electives, we have general education, and the required ones. Do we have specific numbers of each area that one should pick, or you just pick random 12?
I imagine that you met with your HOD and they gave you what you're supposed to register.
Yes, I did, but maybe I didn't get this straight, so that's why I'm asking for clarification, because I'm trying to pick my units.
I will not be able to know that because now that information lies with your department. If anybody is in the same program with you, they can actually share the units that they were given so that you can pick those specific units that you were given to select. I will not be able to know which unit you're supposed to select because from my side, I know I manage all the programs. So I will not be able to know specific program. But you can get in touch with you said you are doing which program?
MA Corporate Communication.
You can get in touch with the school, the administrator. I don't know who has the email for the administrator, or there is a WhatsApp group where people are supposed to be joining. I believe they gave some units. If any of you is in the same program with you, can you kindly share the units with the Caroline?
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay. I'm back, Morris. This is Lydia. I've been able to go back to my page and I can see my campus is Nairobi.
Now that campus needs to be changed to virtual. Just write on the chat, change campus, and you put your admission number there.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Maurice. I have a quick question. I was not able to attend the orientation. I got myself mixed up. So Monday to Wednesday, I didn't manage to join. Is it possible for me to get the recording so that I'm able to just familiarize myself or something like that so that I catch up?
Oh, well, I don't know who is actually managing this, but I think Dr. Munyao, who is a moderator of this program, will have to share the recordings. I am not moderating. I'm just, but is Dr. Munyao around? Probably he has left. But you can write email to who is moderating this thing.
He can write to M. Munyao.
mmunyao@daystar.ac.ke. mmunyao@daystar.ac.ke, so that they can be able to see whether this recording. I know there's recording happening, but I don't know where it's going.
Okay, thank you.
Hi,
We need.
Maurice. Esther.
Hi. Hi.
Yeah, I have logged into my portal, but my profile does not have details like the name, ID, gender, and the date of birth is not the correct one, and the academic status. Is that an issue, or it's an issue that I should correct?
Yeah, you need to correct it. That one, just write email to admissions@daystar.ac.ke and give them all those details so that they can populate them.
Okay, thank you.
Are we okay?
We are still responding in the chat, Maurice. Most of them it's emails, and we are telling them what to do.
Okay, so if you follow exactly, I think this recording is being recorded somewhere, and they will be able to share a clip of, and if you have a problem, you can actually go back and view the things you have gone through. It is very simple process. Once you get to use this portal registration, you will not even bother anymore. It's very simple process. You just click and finish registration and you're done. And the next semester you do the same thing. Every semester you have to register the same way. Nothing changes. If we change something, we'll be able to notify you through a video link.
I think we can now continue.
Just a minute, Mr. Morris. Clarification on fee payment. I paid today and it's not reflecting. What did you
Today,
say?
that is very recent. So give it like 24 hours.
Okay.
Hi, good evening, Maurice.
Yes, Gatob.
I was trying to register for the courses, but I cannot find anything on the core elective.
I don't think you should be worried about core electives at this point. These core electives are not done by students.
Okay.
Now, I think, Jens, I want to give it to the ICT department under the leadership of Solomon, who is going to introduce you to the ICT. And after that, they will get to know about your emails and many other things. The last thing which I needed to talk about is the student ID. The ID, most of you are online students, so ID will be unnecessary when you are applying for the thesis at the end of the semester. But also if you want to visit Daystar, you can actually come and pick a physical ID. I'm mostly available in Nairobi on Wednesdays, but we'll begin on Wednesday of 25th. From 25th onwards, every Wednesday I'm in Nairobi. But those who don't have to come, we actually give a virtual ID. A virtual ID will be just sent to you, and you can actually use that as a application. So if necessary you need to ID, just visit my office on Wednesday, any of the Wednesday, from now henceforth, from 25th. Thank you very much for this opportunity and welcome to Daystar. If you have any issues with any technical issue with your student portal, you can get in touch with me. Over to you, Solomon, and your team.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much, Mr. Maurice Kioko, and earlier on Dorothy Kagwene for taking us through that session. My name is Solomon Buro. I'm the head of ICT department. So today we have one responsibility, and then tomorrow we'll finish on the other responsibility. Our work today is to make sure that we help you set up your email address, because the email address is the default mode of communication from the university to you. So whereas you are able to log on to the portal, if, for example, you have forgotten your portal password, you'll be told to give in some details and then a link will be sent to your email. If you have forgotten your e-learning password, the same thing will be sent to your email. So for your own self-support, the email will be the most critical element that you will require. I know that some people who have already logged in may have seen their emails on their student portal. Those who are being matriculated right now, we are creating your email addresses. So to help us get through this, let me introduce my two staff members who are online and on the call. The first one is Ms. Susan Butuk, and the second one is Jane. So maybe I first give the opportunity to Jane to say hi, and then Susan can take us through. Oh, she can say hi through you. All right, Susan, take us through.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Susan Butuk. I'm in charge of the student support. And so basically, as Mr. Mburu has said, we are going to go through the email, logging into the email. But before we do that, I just want to give some basic information on the access to the computer labs. So I'd like to share a brief document with you. Yes, so I know you've met with the registrar department and you've opened your student portal account, but basically these are the accounts that you will be dealing with while you're a student at Daystar. The first one is the student email, of which you are going to log into it right now. And this is the most important account because if you forget any of your passwords, you'll be able to reset using your student email address. Again, all the Daystar communication will be sent through your student email address. So you might find that maybe at some stations, you might not be served until you have a student email address. For example, at the library, when it comes to the point that you're doing your thesis and you need it to be checked, you'll be required to use the student email. So I encourage each one of us to make sure that you have a student email that you are able to log into before you begin your classes on Monday. So between today and Saturday, please make sure that you have your student email address. So the second account is the student portal, of which you've been able to log into. Those who haven't, of course, if you have some issues, they'll be addressed by the registrar department. And by Saturday, I'm sure you'll be set. The third account is the e-learning account. You'll be taken through the e-learning account tomorrow by our colleague Makunda in the evening. And the fourth one is the computer lab account. The computer lab account is accessible only physically when you come on campus. So we are located in the DSC building on the 3rd floor. We open the labs on Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. And we close the labs during chapel and Bible study hours. So if you are on campus and it's during the day and there is Bible study or chapel, we will still ask you to leave. Even if you are a postgraduate student, we'll still ask you to leave and go to attend those events. So we have four computer labs, and there is one that is reserved for the postgraduate students. So you can come to campus when you want maybe to use the labs. You can come and be directed to the postgraduate lab. So how do you access your computers? In case you've come to campus, you need to have an account set up at the student support office, which is located on the 3rd floor. You will be given a username and a password to access the computers, and also you get a PIN code. Kindly mute your microphone. So you'll be given a username, a password, and also you will get a printing code to be used in the printer. So we have 3 printers, and all the printers are centralized. This means that from whichever desktop you are seated at, you should be able to send your work to the printer and release the printout. So you will need the printing pin or code that I have mentioned, which you get from the student support office. We have a printing policy. The printing policy is charged at 1 shilling per page for the first 200 pages. When you have completed your registration and you're able to see your invoice, you will realize that there's an item for printing fee, which is 200 shillings. That translates to 200 pages. So you are charged 1 shilling per page. Once you exhaust those in a semester, you go to finance, you make payment for additional printing. And for the next 200 pages, you'll be charged 2 shillings per page. After that, we go to 3 shillings per page. But this is in a semester. So if we come again in January semester, we begin from the 1 shilling per page, which is increased. Now, mostly for the online student, you might not be able to use your printing pages in a semester. These pages would accumulate and they will be carried forward to the next semester. So when you come in, maybe after 3 semesters, you come in and you want to print, we'll be able to check our records and see if your account had not been credited, then we'll credit you for those 3 semesters. That means you'll get 600 pages. Okay. So to that point, does anyone have a question before we get to the practical now? Okay. So I want to mention that once you have your email, please make sure that you are careful while using your email, because there are so many phishing attempts currently. You'll find somebody sends an email that you're not very sure if it is from Daystar or not, and they're asking you maybe to create a link, to click a link, or to update something. So just make sure that you verify first before you click any link that is saying update or that is saying just click on this link. Read through the information carefully, and if you're not very sure that this is originating from Daystar, just reach out to us. Tell us that I have this email on my inbox and I'm not very sure, it looks maybe fishy or something to you. So you just get in touch with us because there are so many phishing attempts right now. So the email address is housed by Microsoft. So we are on the Microsoft platform. So to log in, you go to the URL and you type outlook.office.com. Outlook.office.com. Another option is you can go to the Daystar website, www.daystar.ac.ke, then you'll find the link there to the student email. But this is the easiest. You just go to the browser, the way you are doing portal.daystar, just type outlook.office.com. Now, the email address format this is a default email that has already been generated for you. So the default email is your first name, your surname, then your admission number without the hyphen at daystar.ac.ke. An example here is first name is John, the surname is Peter, Peter's admission number is 24-0001 at daystar.ac.ke. So that is the format of the email address. Then the password, there's a default password that has been generated for everyone, except for some specific cases that I'll mention. Your password is lowercase p for password, then your admission number, and in this instance, you include your hyphen. So in this case, it is lowercase p 24-0001. Please make sure when you'll be logging in, make sure that you use your own admission number. Don't use this. Replace 24-0001 with your own admission number. Then you'll be prompted to change.
Do you put the hyphen on the name?
Not on the email address. The email address doesn't have the hyphen, but the password includes the hyphen. But this is for the first time that you're logging in. Once you log in, the system will prompt you to change the password. When it prompts you to change the password, the default password or the current password is the P, your admission number. Then you create your own password. Make sure that you are creating a complex password. Okay. Now, if you're having challenges, our email is ictsupport@daystar.ac.ke. that is our email address. When you reach out to us, we'll be able to get back to you. Now, I want to address the continuing students. If maybe you are recent, you graduated recently.
Please repeat.
Yes, what should I repeat, please?
The email.
Our email address is ictsupport@daystar.ac.ke.
No, I'm talking about setting up the email.
We are going to do that practically. Don't
Okay.
worry about that. We're going to do a demo right now, demonstration right now. Yeah. So for the continuing students, if you've been given the same admission number, it means that you continue using the email address that you are using initially. So continuing student, if it's the same admission number, use the email address that you are using. If you've forgotten the password, you'll try first with the P, your admission number. If it doesn't work, just reach out to us using the ICT support email. Number two, if your admission was before 2015 for the continuing students or those who are progressing, it means the format for your email is your first name, the initial for your middle name, then your surname. Again, this is for the continuing students. Those who are transitioning or those who graduated, then they're coming back. If your admission number is before 2015, it means your admission number is 14- and below. Your email address format is your first name, initial for your middle name, then your surname. Okay.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
I am a student from 2014.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not working out for me with that new format.
2014 should be.
Because you said anytime after 2015?
Yes, so for 2014, a 14th admission number means your email address is your first name, the initial for your middle name, then your surname @daystar.ac.ke. It doesn't include your admission number.
I see the problem. I don't have a middle name. I'll just do the surname then.
Okay, please drop an email to ICT support. My colleague will get back to you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Just a clarification, my name is Titus. Once I have logged in the system, I can see I have an email just on the right-hand side after the address, and it is for Daystar. Is this my now email which I'll be using?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's do the practical. Go to your browser. For those who haven't tried while I was doing the presentation, go to your browser and type outlook.office.com. So this will be the landing page. It is asking you to sign in. So this is where you type in your email address. So I need a volunteer. Let me give you someone who has not logged in already.
I can give mine.
Your first name is?
Leah.
Leah. Surname?
Katua.
Katua. Admission number?
21. 1413.
I'm saying I've logged into my email address before. Let me just see. Okay. So once you've typed in the email address, which is Leah Katua, her admission number is 21 14 13 @daystar.ac.ke. it will ask me to key in the password. So the password for Leah will be lowercase p, then 21-1413. Okay. So that is the password for Leah because her admission number is 21-1413. So here you key in your own admission number. You start with the lowercase p, then you key in your own admission number. Then you go to sign in. Leah, you had not logged into your email before.
No, I've been having problems. I had asked that question earlier with even other areas.
Okay, because this is a
I don't know
continuing
what the
number.
problem is. Yeah.
Because this is a continuing number, I'd like to get someone with a 24 number who has not logged in.
This is not continuing. It's a
Can
new, I haven't
Can I
been.
help?
Use mine.
Hello?
Can use mine too.
I haven't used that. I haven't been to class yet. I had deferred from 2021.
You can use
I
mine
didn't
too.
start classes.
Okay. Okay, Leah,
Yeah,
just
so I have.
You can use mine.
21-14-13.
Yes.
My colleague is looking into it.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can I use mine?
Just a minute. Your name is?
Hilary Kipchumba.
Okay, Hilary Kipchumba.
955.
24?
24, 29. 55.
So it is Hilary Kipchumba 242955 at daystar.ac.ke. So his first name is Hilary, surname is Kipchumba, then 242955. Now for now I want to mention that the system picks the names the way you entered them in the application portal. So for some people, you might find that the names, the way you entered, they were interchanged. Maybe you started with Kipchumba, then Hilary. So in this case, his first name has been written as Kipchumba. So if you try with maybe Hilary Kipchumba and it's not working, you just interchange. Maybe the system picked your surname as the first name. So in this instance, his first name has been written as Kipchumba, then the surname is Hilary. Then the admission number at daystar.ac.ke. So when you go to next, we key in the password, which is lowercase p, then 24-2955. Again, that is the format of the password. Use your own admission number. Then you go to sign in. So once you enter the default password, it will bring you to this page where it's asking you to update your password. And to do that, it will ask you for the current password, which is the default password. So this is P24-2955. So that is the default password. The initial password, the P242955, acts as your current password. Now it is asking you to create your own password, a new password. So I'm going to create a password for Hilary, but I will change once I've completed this process. Okay, so you key in your own password. Make sure that your password is alphanumeric. It has capitals, it has lower cases, it has numerics, and it can also have special characters. Just make sure it's a complex password. So once you've entered your own password, you go to sign in. So when you land in the next page, it will ask you for more information. It's saying your organization needs more information to keep your account secure. Click on next. So it wants to have a way of authenticating that you are the owner of that email address. And also this works when you have forgotten your password. When you forget your password and you say, I want to reset my password or forgotten password, if you had set your email as the way of authentication, it will send a code to your email. And if you had set your phone as the method of authentication, it will send a code to your phone. So for ease of resetting of password or change of password, make sure that you do not skip this step. So here you come in and you select your country, the code. So I'm assuming that Kipchumba is in Kenya. Then here you will enter your own phone number, omit the 0. Key in your number, then say receive a code. A code will be sent to your phone. You pick that code, you key in the next page. I'm not going to reset to key in a phone number because I don't know Kipchumba's phone number. So I'll leave this step, he will do it on his own. So once you receive a code, it will give you that place of going to. Hillary, you cannot share your number public. I don't know if that's what you're saying. I missed what you're saying. I'll reset your password and you'll go back and do this process on your own. So once you receive a code, it will just give you an option of going to next. Next is here. Right now, it's not active because I've not put a phone number. For example, I put 7 and something. The next will now be active. So once you put your number, and then you go to next, a code will be sent to you, and then you go to the next step, which is actually once you've keyed in your code, it will take you to your mailbox. The other option, if you want to use your email, you don't want to use your phone number, is you come here and you say, I want to set up a different method. So you click on that. It will ask you which method do you want to use. You select email, then you confirm. It will ask you to key in your email address. So for example, mine is I say S Putuk. So when you key in your alternate email address, it will give you the option of going to next. Then it will tell you, you see it's saying here, we just send a code to your email address. So you go to your email address, you retrieve that code, you key it in here, then it will take you to next. Once you've done that, you'll land on your mailbox. So I want to also mention that when emails are shared to all the students, you should be able to receive an email. If at any point, maybe you hear your colleagues are saying, I've received a particular email from Daystar and you've not received it, just reach out to us. There is a mailing list for all the students. It could be maybe at the time that your email was being created, you are not added to that group. So at any particular point, maybe the exam timetable is being shared or any other communication that you hear your colleagues saying they have received and you've not received, please just write to us, then we'll be able to check if your email is in that mailing list. Something else I want to mention is if you already have an existing Outlook email, maybe you might find that you're having a challenge in adding the new email. So I just want to show you how to go about that, adding a new email. Please, if you're having a challenge, just send the email to ictsupport@daystar.ac.ke, then we'll get back to you. So if you already have an existing email, you will come here where it's showing the initials for your name, or where you usually go to sign in. You come there, then it is telling you, sign in with a different account. Sign in with a different account. That is if you already have an existing, maybe a work email address that is on the Outlook platform. You just come to sign in with a different account. Okay, so I want to take your questions.
So, Madam Susan, if I may ask,
Yes.
Once you are done with the process of setting up the email, I've reached a point where it's telling me, keep your account secure, success. Do I press on done?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question, Madam Susanna.
Yes.
My name has an apostrophe. My second name has an apostrophe. So do I go ahead and use it with the apostrophe, or do I leave it out?
You omit it. The way the policy is set, it doesn't pick your apostrophe. So you omit the apostrophe, but in your records that the registrar have, your name would show the apostrophe, but in any other of the accounts that you're logging in, you will not use the apostrophe.
Madam Susan, I would maybe point out something that a student actually very helpfully saw. Actually, when you log into your student portal, you will actually see your student email. So just in case you are trying to log in and it's not going through, try to log into your student portal and you'll see your student email. If your student email is not correct, maybe it shows that you have a Gmail address, please contact ICT support and for your student email to be created. Thank you.
Maybe I may ask, this
Yes,
is Leonard. Good evening.
Good evening to you.
When I log into the student portal, my Yahoo email is being shown. However, I'm able to log into Outlook and I've successfully received 2 emails.
Yes, we just realized, I think the emails have not been populated to the portal system. So once we finish with this process, we'll be able to populate them. So if after Saturday you log into your student portal and you're not seeing your email address appearing there, then just reach out to us.
Okay, thank you. My sincere condolence to the online comrade. Thank you.
I have a follow-up question. Does it mean when our students' emails are not reflecting in the portal, does it mean we cannot log in into the student's email?
No, you can, except for a few cases, but you should be able to log in. It's just that I think in the process of uploading the information, maybe a step was missed, but it should be there. So we will rectify that. We will look into that. But the emails were created, unless if you've gone to the email to try logging into your email and you're not successful, just drop an email to us and we'll get back to you. We'll give you the email address, we'll put it in the student portal. Yeah. But if you are able to log into the email and it was not appearing on the student portal, don't worry about that, it will be rectified.
I have a question.
Yes.
You said for the continuing students, I am admission 130943. And for my email, I still remember my email, but now I can't remember my password.
You had graduated?
Yes, in 2017.
Okay, actually what happens when you've graduated,
yes.
Your emails are retired.
Yes.
So that means we have to create the email again.
Okay.
Yeah, so unless you graduated maybe last year, but if your graduation was maybe 2 years back, then your email was retired. So we'll create again your email. So just do the email to ICT support, we'll create the email and send it to you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Another question, Madam Susan.
Yes, Violet.
How will we be accessing the emails once they are communicated to us? Or how do we log in? Do we still follow the Outlook, the process?
So actually, if we are sending back, if you are responding to your request, we will include the link there. So just click on the link. Click on the link, it will take you to outlook.office.com, key in the email address and the password that you've been given, then change the password. Okay.
Hello, I have a question.
Yes, Margaret.
I'm asking, I've managed to create my email.
Yes.
But then again, when I try to log in into the student portal, I'm being told my email is not yet registered.
Yes, I've just mentioned that there's a process that I think we missed in uploading the email addresses.
Okay.
So for the students who had we had already created for them the emails, they should have been uploaded to the student portal, but we'll work on it. By Saturday, you should be able to find your email on your student portal. If from Monday you cannot see your Daystar email address on your student portal, just write to us an email.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me, Madam Susan, I'm having a challenge keying in my password.
The default password?
Yes.
Have you sent an email to us?
No. I've just tried it once when you're guiding us. So I'm having that challenge.
Okay, but it took you to the point where you are seeing the Daystar logo?
Yes, I can see the logo. But now once I key in the password, it shows that your account or password is incorrect. If you don't remember your password, reset it now.
What is your admission number?
24, 34, 32.
So you're putting lowercase?
I'm putting N for my I'm supposed to put in the N for my name, the surname, yeah?
No, Susan, you're supposed to use lowercase p, P for password lowercase, then your admission number with the hyphen.
Then that's why.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I get it now. Sorry. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Please, if you have any question, don't post it on the chat. Drop an email. It's easier to get back to you that way. We'll be able to track who we have responded to, who we haven't responded to, and also we'll be able to give you more details, like give you the link, give you the right email address and the password. So the best way is through the email address, not on the chat. We might miss your question on the chat. Yes, anyone else with a question?
Hello.
Yes.
My question is, we shared the admission numbers for those, personally, I didn't do the matriculation ama mnaitaje, but then after sharing the admission numbers, so am I supposed to expect something to action, or are you finalizing on your end?
Once it's been sorted by the registrar, you're able to log into your student portal. Try
So
logging
after
into
sharing, after sharing the numbers as we have
Bridget,
done now, yes.
Bridget, just look at your account number, go and try to log in. It's already
Okay,
done.
let me try. Okay.
So the email address to send for help, that is ICT related or email related question or difficulty, write an email to ictsupport@daystar.ac.ke.
I have done that. How long will it take for a feedback?
We are working on it. Of course, we've received many emails, but before we meet for the orientation tomorrow evening, would have responded to your questions.
I think, Susan, the best thing is registrar matters, send an email to registrar@daystar.ac.ke. Email matters, send at ictsupport@daystar.ac.ke. That way, you'll be answered personally. I think that will sort us better. And so, back to you, Susan.
I don't think I have anything else to add. Once again, we just want to say thank you for choosing Daystar. You're most welcome, and we are here to serve you in the ICT department. Hamed, you had a question?
No, thank you.
Okay.
I think we can bring this to a close. Those who have issues, we've said registrar@daystar.ac.ke. But when you come on Saturday, we'll be on site. We'll actually assist you on everything that you need. The ICT will be there and the registrar people will be there. Tomorrow is the final day where you are learning your management system, where you shall meet with your lecturers, how you'll be submitting your assignments, how you will be logging in. So again, make sure you log in tomorrow, same time at 5:30. And I know it's going to be a beautiful time. May the Lord bless you and may the Lord keep you. As you come to Daystar, you'll have a good time. But I'm seeing 3 hands. Grace.
Excuse me, Daktari. I want to ask a question. For Saturday, if I was a previous student at Daystar, I'm now transiting to a master's. Do I still need to come and verify my documents?
Yes, please. You need to bring your certificate and your transcript and you need to update your file. So you
I need to come
bring
with the degree certificate and the transcript.
admission letter, and your passport photo.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, Evelyn? Yes, Margaret?
Hello. You had answered me. You had already answered me. Sorry.
Okay. Yes, Joseph?
Hello, Daktari. This is Joseph. I wanted to
ask and request for the verification on Saturday. Is it possible to have it done on Friday, tomorrow, if, let's say, for one reason or another reason, someone may not be able to be available on Saturday?
That's okay. That's okay, Joseph. We are in the office tomorrow, so you can come.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Yes.
I've tried to write an email to ICT support, and I'm receiving a message that the message is blocked. My email is blocked. So how can I be helped?
Which
you've
email
sent
address are you using? Sorry, Daktari.
Yes.
Which email address are you using to send the request? Is it at Gmail or?
At Gmail, my email is at Gmail, and then I sent to ICT support at daystar.ac.ke.
Just make sure that the email is spelled correctly. ICT that support has double P or at daystar.ac.ke.
Yeah.
You could also change the browser that you are using. You could use an alternate browser to send the email.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any person who would want to do vote of thanks, that's a leader who can say vote of thanks. Yes, Otha. Yes, thank you.
To our today's facilitators, the ICT group, the registrar team, I would really want to say thank you for the work you put us through this evening. At least we've learned how to create our own emails and all. And I am hopeful and positive that the issues we've raised through the chat and that we've been told to direct to various emails will be answered. Thank you once again, and may God keep you throughout the night.
Thank you very much. I appreciate each one of you, and thank you very much, Arthur. Indeed, we respond emails immediately before close of the day, or the emails are done. So that one I will promise you. And by the time you're meeting tomorrow, we will pass by for 10 minutes just to find out if there's any problem. But in case of a persistent, please just come during verification or just walk to our office. We'll be ready for you on Saturday. So no one will be left behind and everybody will be in class on Monday. Remember, attendance is of issue, so we really want you to be in class by Monday. Thank you very much. May the Lord provide for you. May the Lord keep your family safe. May the Lord give you the grace that we shall meet tomorrow and complete this orientation. Let us thank God and pray. Lord, we thank you very much for Maurice, for Dr. Munyao, for Susan, for Mr. Mboro, and each one of us, Shifra at the back, Lord, that we have been working and making sure that the students are settled for their classes on Monday. Thank you that, Lord, each one of them has been able to attend this orientation, and even for those who have missed. We pray that, Lord, you'll give them the grace that even as we are planning for Saturday, that none is going to be left behind, oh God. We thank you, Heavenly Father, for this far that we have come. Give us your grace. Give us your wisdom. Give us patience with one another. And at the end of it all, we shall be what we are looking for, to be Christ-centered, to be excellent, and even, Lord, to be able to bless others who come around us. We thank you. We pray for good night rest. Those who could be traveling, give them journey mercies. And even we pray that, Lord, your grace will keep us. We thank you and we bless you. In Jesus' name we pray.
Amen.
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 Thank
Thank you and good night.
Thank you.
Amen.
Good night.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good night.
Have a good night.